Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today I will show you how I created these two beautiful truck themed farmhouse decor signs using Dollar Tree items. They were so simple and easy to make, and I can't wait to share with you how I created them. I hope this inspires you to create something beautiful for your home. So let's get started. So for DIY number 1, I will be using a calendar that I purchased at the Dollar Tree, and I selected the one, of course, with the red truck on there, and it's so cute. I'm also going to be using this picture frame that came from the Dollar Tree and some buffalo check ribbon. Now, the buffalo check ribbon did come from Hobby Lobby at 40% off, but Dollar Tree does sell the buffalo check ribbon as well. So I'm just going to remove the packaging from the frame, and then the back of the frame I'm going to remove as well. And then there is like some jute twine or string going across there, and I'm just going to cut that off flush with the frame. So once all of that is cleaned up, I'm going to take the back of the frame and kind of line my picture on there to see exactly where I want it to lay out. And I didn't want, obviously it was too big for me to use the entire picture, which would have been gorgeous if I could. But I'm just going to cut it down where it's just showing the truck and then homegrown at the top of the truck. And it does leave a little bit of the autumn letters sticking out, but I'll show you how I cover those up. So I'm just going to secure my side down with some Scotch tape, and I did make sure that it was even across the top and the bottom so it's not wonky and crooked in the frame. Then I'm going to take my buffalo check and hot glue the ends down at the top. And then I'm just lining it up. I want to make sure that I have those even, like the black stripes going the same way. I'm going to put that down on the bottom as well, hot gluing each end. And I didn't bother to hot glue the entire ribbon because the frame's going to hold that in as well. So once I get the top and bottom secured, I just kind of line the buffalo check up so it kind of blends in well on the sides, so it's not I just wanted to make sure it was cohesive. So I'm going to do that on each side of the picture and just hot glue those ends down. And then I do fold it over because it's a little bit longer than the actual frame, the backboard, and then I glue those down as well. So then I just pop that back into my frame and push those little tabs down, and then I'm going to make a cute little bow that's going to cover up the bottom part of that A off of the autumn. And I'm using some red and some white, really beautiful ribbon that I picked up at the Dollar Tree as well. And I'm also going to use some buffalo check. So I did not measure these. I just kind of eyeballed it to get the size I wanted. And I just created a loop on each end for each ribbon. And then I'm going to secure that down with a chenille stem. And I'm going to make sure it's really tight in the middle and cut the excess off. And then I'm going to take a piece of the buffalo check and fold that over where the dark side is on the top of the bow and hot glue that down. And then I'm going to hot glue it to my sign. And this is how it turned out. It is so cute. I just absolutely love how this sign turned out. And it was so simple and easy to make. You'll have to let me know what you think. So for DIY number 2, I am going to be using this gorgeous red truck sign from the Dollar Tree. It's really cute the way it is, but I kind of wanted to make something a little bit bigger. And I'm going to be using 2 of these signs that I also picked up at the Dollar Tree earlier in the summer. And I'm just going to flip those over and remove the hanging part. And I'm going to make sure that it lines up nice and straight and even. And I'm going to secure those together with these large jumbo popsicle sticks. And I'm going to put hot glue down. And I did use 5 of these just to make sure it was nice and secure and didn't come apart. So of course, once I flip it over, there is a seam there as well as the holes. And I'm going to fill those in with some fast dry premium spackling. This stuff is amazing. And I will try to leave a link in the description box down below if I can. So I just use my putty knife and put that on and scrape all the excess off. And then I also fill those holes in. This stuff dries in like 10 minutes. It is really nice. I really like it. So once that has completely dried, I do take my sandpaper, and I did sand that down pretty smooth. And then I'm going to take this classic white chalk paint, and this is made by Krylon, and I'm going to give it 2 good coats just to make sure that I cover up the entire part of this sign. Now, I didn't have to paint the whole sign, but I wasn't quite sure where I was going to place the truck sign, so I did go ahead and paint the entire sign. And again, it did take 2 coats. So again, I'm going to use the buffalo check ribbon, and I'm going to secure that down. Now, I am going to secure the entire ribbon down because there is no frame holding this in. This is actually going to be the frame of the sign. So I hot glue that down on the side and then the top, and then I did leave a little space so that I could go ahead and put the other long side down, just so that the top piece goes all the way across, and then the bottom piece goes all the way across the 2 side pieces, if that makes sense, just to make sure it was nice and cohesive and looked really well together. So once I get those glued down, I do flip it over and cut the excess ribbon off, making sure it is flush with the sign. And I also did paint the side of the sign white. So then I removed the hanging part of the sign as well as the raffia bow on top of that little leaf. And then I'm going to use this really cute small thin ribbon that I also picked up at the Dollar Tree to make 2 little bows. So I've already made this bow, but I'll show you how I made it. I just took the ribbon and wrapped it around 2 fingers 3 times, so I would have like 3 loops. And then I'm going to cut that right at the back of the bow there. And then I'm going to take a piece of floral wire that you can also get at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to wrap that really, really tightly around the center of the bow. And then once I squeeze that real tight, just wrap it around and twist it. And then I'm going to cut that excess off. But once I cut that excess off, I didn't cut it quite as flush as I wanted it to, and I really don't want it to poke anything. So I do go back and cut a little bit more off of that and then bend it in so it doesn't poke your finger or anything like that. So then I just fluff the bow out, and then I'm going to put a bead of hot glue on the back of that and glue it over top of the other hole. And then I just place the sign, kind of trying to get it centered the way I wanted it to at the bottom. And I use an excessive amount of hot glue to glue that down, just to make sure. I want to make sure the sign was not coming off of there. So once that sets up, I used this welcome that came in a package of 3 at Dollar Tree and just hot glued that down, and this is how it turned out. It is so cute. I really like this buffalo check and these red trucks. They are so beautiful together. You'll have to let me know if you have a favorite, which one's your favorite, or if you didn't like them at all. Just let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching.